All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Chamber Chat, and I've got another guest in the car, so I'm going to let her introduce herself, and we can kick it off from here.
Good morning. I am Hope Wirta. I am the branch manager at Bank of the West, and I am riding in Simon's car to Rainier.
That's very descriptive. And we don't have air conditioning in here, so...
No. So if I start sweating, it's his fault.
Yeah, or it's the questions, it's the hard-hitting interviews.
That's fair.
So, all right, bank. We know what a bank does, or do we know what a bank does? What does Bank of the West do?
Well, our money's green.
Same as everyone. That's
right?
good.
We do loans, just like everyone, credit cards. I mean, bottom line is banks are banks. They're brick and mortar. They have people in them. But honestly, a bank's only as good as the person in front of you.
Ooh, good one. So what makes Bank of the West as amazing as it is?
Bank of the West hires the right people.
Yep.
And you're not going to get your generic run-of-the-mill changing every 6 months staff.
Yep.
They have a staff that's well-trained. It's a newer team here.
Yep.
So they take the time to train them well, and what they train them to do is care about people.
Well, and it was kind of interesting because we talked a while back about different loans and stuff, and I don't know if I was surprised. I mean, I know you a little bit better now, but so I'm not surprised that you did it.
Probably surprised when you first met me.
I was very surprised when I first met you. But I was surprised that you do loans for everything, but you're happy to send certain loans or types or whatever's a better fit to somebody else as well.
As long as my boss doesn't see this, yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Well, we can't reset this. But like if it's not a good fit for them.
No. I mean, the bottom line is connecting people with what's going to be best for them is what matters, right? So
this is going to be your last day on the job.
That's right, which is fine. I mean, I was meaning to go paint forever anyway.
Yeah.
So if somebody's coming in and they're looking for a product and the product is best somewhere else, I'm going to send them somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's got to be a good fit for them and for us. Really, you want the relationship to work. Connecting people is what matters.
But you really want their business.
I want everybody's business because I think we're amazing, and this is my job, right? My job is Bank of the West, so of course I want to do my job well. But doing my job well means that I'm working with the person. So for instance, the majority of my job is to get to know people in the community and to serve the community. Through doing that, if I meet somebody that says, hey, I'm looking for somebody that remodels windows, and I go, hey, I met a guy that remodels windows.
Right.
Connecting those people up is a great part of my job. Is it revenue to the bank? No, not right now. But eventually when they think back, they're going to go, hey, that one lady at the bank, she knows everybody, and she's going to connect you up with what works for you. And when I go to do a loan, she's the first person I think of.
Love it. The one of the things, and I do banking here and there, but you don't see.
You don't do all your banking with me.
This is an awkward conversation now. No, but so there's not a whole. It's not like you see Bank of the West on every street corner, which I think maybe some people think that maybe you're a small one. You obviously there's a community, definitely a community feel to your bank. If you ever get a chance to go in there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But you're backed by a fairly substantial
BNP Paribas
parent company. Is that a parent company?
BNP Paribas is a parent company, and they're an international, very large parent company, which is great because then Bank of the West is a local bank, but it's got the deep pockets of an international bank, so we can do full service commercial loans of any size.
Yeah. And so they can obviously just come in and you do a lot of work here locally. You live here. I know you live in Scappoose.
I live in Scappoose.
But you've banked all over the place.
You mean I've worked all over the place?
Worked all over the place. That's what I meant.
So yes, I started my career about 18 years ago. I worked for U.S. Bank for a long time. Got my training there. Lovely bank. Worked for Key Bank as a business banking officer. I worked for Columbia Bank, another wonderful bank. At each place I learned something different at. I was an investment advisor at one point, worked with wealth management customers. I've worked in just about every sector of the bank, which is great because I bring all that well-rounded experience now to Bank of the West, and I'm able to be full service.
And when you go into your bank, how many staff do you have in your bank?
5.
So it's not a lot of people.
No.
But it's nice because it's like Cheers without the alcohol.
It is. We know your name.
Yeah, exactly. So
how do you know there's no alcohol?
It's a fun bank. Get in there. You can get a loan. You can have a drink. You know what? They should put bars in banks.
They should.
I don't know if
People would be happier.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right, like, signing. Yeah, just signing. That'd be kind of weird. But it would be easier to secure loans.
It would.
It would. Hey, shift gears slightly.
Okay.
I want to talk about you a little bit, because you are not just a banker, right? You have other interests, other things going on, and
After 5,
and you like to paint.
I do. I love to paint. I paint murals. I paint scenery. I've done some graffiti work recently. I mean, I was paid to do it. It wasn't just that.
Legal graffiti.
It wasn't on the side of the bank building. But yeah, I love to paint. I started painting a couple of years ago and found I had a passion for it. So.
And a talent too.
Thanks.
No, like seriously, you're good at painting. What's some of your? What do you paint? Anything?
Well,
do you have a favorite?
I have a website, hopewirta.com.
Little plug.
But I started out just painting different scene. I just did one of Mount Rainier, which I absolutely love. Do a lot of scenery. I really enjoy nature. I've done some pets for people. Had one gentleman give me a picture of his deceased wife. That was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Oh.
So I've done a latest one I did was of a graffiti of a wall from Taiwan, and he wanted it in his living room.
You showed me that. You showed me a picture.
That was a lot of fun.
With the kind of the face and the stair. Was it a stairwell?
Yeah,
or
it was a stairwell
yeah.
in Taiwan, and yeah, it was pretty cool. It was fun. It was challenging. So still learning, but it's a lot of fun.
Do people just hand you stuff like, hey, paint this,
Sometimes,
please?
Yeah. I just did one recently for a local office. They handed me a picture, but I do a lot of auctions. So when people want donations for auctions, a lot of times I'll do a painting, and the last one I think brought $270.
Of the dozens of people that are going to be watching this, I'm sure some are non-profits.
Yeah,
so
love to do that.
So they can get a hold of you maybe and do some of that. Yeah. Why do you paint?
Why do I paint? I
See,
think everybody should have. Yeah, I think everybody should have something that's just their own, where you can. It's therapeutic. You get inside your head and you forget everything else that's happening. It takes all your focus. I think it's the equivalent of meditating.
All right.
You know.
And are you one of these? I don't want to overgeneralize artists, but are you one of these that's never happy with the final product? You're like,
that's.
You hate seeing your own stuff.
No,
Because
I don't
all
hate
artists are like
seeing
that.
it, but every time I see it, I think, oh man, I could go forever. My husband actually stops me. He's like, that one's done. Move on, because I'm not looking at it again.
I'm tired of having this in the living room.
Yeah.
Or no, you have a studio.
I have a studio.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful mess.
And some other cool stuff, and you were just not on vacation. I mean, you were on vacation.
I was
you had a
in Texas, which
pretty
does not
proud
qualify
moment.
as vacation.
But a proud moment in your family's thing,
right? My
youngest
daughter, so I have 7 kids, and the youngest one just graduated from boot camp in the Air Force, and she's in Ohio going into the medical field. My second daughter in the Air Force.
How was that?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. It's one of those moments, where a tear trickles because you just can't hold it back. So.
Did you?
Oh yeah, of course. It was beautiful.
And what was the ceremony like?
Well, I don't know if you've never been to a ceremony like that.
I haven't.
My gosh, it's one of those things where the music starts and the 758 kids graduating from the Air Force, and they look like they're 12. Every week.
All uniformed up.
All uniformed up, all standing at attention. And,
blue uniform?
They were.
What were they in?
They were in their blue uniform because it's the coin ceremony. So they've just gone through 8 grueling weeks of, boot camp, right? And they're done, and they can't leave until you tap them out. So they stand there at attention until a family member comes up and taps them on the shoulder. Yeah, so it's a super moving moment, when they've finished, but they're not free until you tap them.
Did you go get a drink first?
Yeah.
When I get a coffee.
There's 2 times that you actually tap them out. So there's the first ceremony for the families, and then the second one is the official, like the colonel, maybe not called the colonel, I don't know, of the Air Force comes and gives them their final, and they get tapped out again. So she's standing there waiting, and I'm standing there taking a picture, and you could just see her face like, swear to God, so Mom, finish the picture, tap me out, because it's like 125 degrees. She's standing there.
Well, yeah. And you said that's your second child in the armed services.
Yeah.
What's the other?
Holly's been in 10 years, and she's in London. She's a chaplain's assistant in London.
That's right. Pretty cool. So they get to travel all over. Do you know where your youngest is going yet?
She's thinking Germany, but it could be Japan.
Oh.
Yes. More miles for me.
Join the armed services. Yeah, and see the world, right?
See the world.
Exactly. So what else do you like doing when you're not
Oh,
well, you're not
goodness.
momming anymore? That's your last one.
No, the last one.
She's out.
Number 7 gone.
Yep.
I have 6 grandkids. Very active in our church. I write curriculum for children's ministries. I do a lot. I love my life. It's amazing.
It's cool. And you've lived here for a while.
Oh yeah.
A long while.
Oh yeah. Stan and I have been married now for 27 years. So I've lived here about 30.
And so what do you like about the community? About just the area?
I love Columbia County. I mean, what I think is really cool about Columbia County is you're close to the city. You want to get to the city, right? It's 5 minutes away. You want to go to the mountains.
Don't tell people like
it's
that.
It's an hour away.
Because otherwise people will move here.
Well, they're
moving here. Yeah,
there's no stopping it. But look, we're driving to Rainier right now, and there's not a building in sight. I mean, it's gorgeous. You have rivers, you have mountains, you have trees. It's beautiful, but you don't have to drive 2 hours to go to Target.
Is Target your favorite store?
No, I just happened to come to my head. I mean, Nordstrom.
Oh, right. The Rack. The Rack or the regular Nordstrom?
No, the regular Nordstrom.
Oh.
I love the service.
We don't want to hang out with the Rack people. Sorry, no. Is there anything more annoying than the poor? So we do this thing at the end of Chamber Chat. We're wrapping up here. I didn't tell you about it because I don't tell anybody about it.
It was a surprise.
Yeah. We literally arranged this on the way.
But I do think you should sing me happy birthday since it was my birthday on Thursday.
Oh, well,
and they haven't heard you sing.
I would have on Thursday. You're a jerk. So, speed round. Hey, this is my video, so I'll make the rules. Speed round. Ready? First thing that pops in your head, you may be asked to justify some of your answers. Ready?
I'm ready.
Favorite food?
Pizza. You asked.
Like, sure. Like, no.
This was a speed round.
Well, it is, but...
I love pizza.
Okay, favorite topping. How do you have your pizza?
Everything on it.
Like, literally
Thin
anything?
crust, everything on it.
Are you a pineapple on pizza person?
No, everything but pineapple and anchovies.
What's the deal with pineapple? Oh, and anchovies?
No anchovies.
Well, those are good.
Yeah, well, you can have those on your half.
Okay. Why not pineapple? Why is everybody against pineapple
I love
on pizza?
pineapple, just not on pizza. Some people love it. It's the sweet, savory thing, right? I don't want fruit on my pizza.
All right. That's fair enough. Favorite type of music?
Oh my gosh. You know what? If you saw the mix on my playlist, you'd go, which one is it? Because it goes from Van Morrison to classical to Disney. I mean, it's...
All right. Let me narrow it down. That favorite, if you could only, what do they call, when you go onto the desert island and you can only take one band?
Take one.
One with you. Who's it going to be?
Jack Johnson, probably.
Oh, really?
Jack Johnson.
That was the first concert my wife and I went to when we started dating, and it was actually it was in Columbia County.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in a field somewhere.
Which album was he working on?
Oh shoot, I don't know. This would have been 2003.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a really cool concert.
Yeah.
Do you like Ben Harper?
Yeah.
Because they played together. It was kind of the same style of music.
Yeah. I like that style.
So Jack Johnson, definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very Caribbean feeling.
If you weren't born in this era, what era in time would you want to be born in? Or definitely not want to be born in?
That's a tough one. Because, as a female, things are a lot nicer now.
In the 20s, where I had no say.
Yeah, that's a tough one because things are getting better and better, right? I mean, I just saw a thing today on women entrepreneurs and how they're making more loans to them. And so it would be really tough to be born in almost any other era before now because...
Yes.
So...
How about if you could go back in time and view some of it, not live in it?
Yeah, okay. If I
like Marty
to go
McFly
back
stuff.
Camelot would be cool.
Oh, way back. Way back.
I'm gonna view it. I don't have to live there, right?
No, you don't.
I mean, there's indoor plumbing, but I can just view it.
Yeah.
And that would work.
That probably wasn't a good time for women either.
No, and people stunk. They were stinky.
Okay. People smelled horrible. Sorry, Cam. Why am I apologizing to the Camelot
like you watch movies like that and you think, well, never mind.
Yeah. Moving on to the next question. Favorite place you've ever visited?
You keep telling me to visit other places.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Disneyland
you can
girl.
say.
Okay.
Oh no, we didn't even talk about this.
I go to Disneyland every year. So
this is terrifying.
Yeah.
How many times have you been?
How many people
honestly.
are scared of Disney? How many times have I been?
Ballpark.
Oh, well over 40.
40 times.
Yeah.
So Hope and I have had this conversation before where she goes to...
probably 40 times.
She will go to Disneyland just with her girlfriend.
Oh yeah, we have best friends. We go every year. It's great. It's awesome. No kids.
Yeah, but I don't... Why not like... Maybe not Vegas or, you know, that's...
I'm going to London in January. I told you that. But I've really never been anywhere else.
Anywhere else except Anaheim, California.
I went to
That's
Florida
so
once.
weird.
I went to Disneyland in Florida.
I just went to
Disney
Texas.
World. I did go to Texas.
Yeah.
That was not my favorite place.
Sorry, Texas. If you could meet somebody living, anybody in the world who's alive right now, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. That's not a speed round kind of question.
Yeah, it is.
If I could meet anybody that's living right now, who would I want to meet?
Hello, you talk slow.
Steve Martin.
A comedian?
I would love to meet Steve Martin.
It's not an answer that anyone would probably give, except Steve Martin's wife. Wait,
He's hilarious. I like funny people.
Okay, alright, fair enough. That's a weird one. How about dead person? Well, I mean, we'll bring him back to life before you meet him.
Thank you.
Somebody in history that you would like to have met.
Martin Luther King. I would love to sit and chat to Martin. Yeah.
What would you ask him?
Thoughtful, deep guy. Well, what would I ask him? I just would want to hear his thinking on people in general. I loved his well-rounded thinking about, I mean, the guy didn't do anything for the sake of revenge or vengeance or, I mean, he truly cared about people.
Yeah.
So I just want to sit and talk to the guy.
I always wonder when you take like Martin Luther King, for example. What would have happened, obviously, if he wasn't assassinated? What would he be like today? What would he, and you see
I don't think he would be much different.
No, it would be interesting to see how far that progression would go. You got people like John Lewis, for example,
could have done.
Who are still alive from, who did the marches with him, but it's kind of it's pretty cool.
He was just that magnetic kind of personality that people were drawn to, but he truly cared about people. Everything he did, whether it was his enemy, in a technical sense, or it was his best friend, they got the same amount of care and concern.
Yeah.
And I just
that's cool.
Love it. Yeah.
All right, so we'll wrap up here because we're coming into Rainier. It's perfect timing.
Going to lunch in the chamber.
If they want to get, if people want to get a hold of you, obviously, well, they may not know where Bank of the West is. How do they get a hold of you? What's the best way to come on in?
Well, come on in. We are about 2 blocks from Walmart, Starbucks area, just right there on Highway 30.
Yep.
You'll see the Bank of the West sign, which will be changing soon. We're getting our new logo up there. It's going to be beautiful. But come on in, say hi. We always have time to hang out and chat and talk to you about anything you want to chat about, obviously.
You can go to bankofthewest.com.
You can go to bankofthewest.com, but it's way more fun to come in. 503-397-3900 or my name, hope.wirta at bankofthewest.com.
Look at that, full service.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for spending time with me. I mean, you got to see her anyway.
Thanks
so we
for the ride to Rainier.
You're welcome.
With no air conditioning.
But it wasn't that bad.
Oh, no.
It's a little sweaty. My back is a little warm.
It's a little toasty.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We will check in with you next time. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you soon.